right, well, Matt's going to be joining me on the desk for the rest of the week, turning our attention. It's always kind of a pleasure to have you on the desk.
Well, thank you.
No complaints.
It's fun to be here.
Thank you. All right, we're going to start off sports with our look at Chucks and, of course, CPCA action finally kicking off last night.
Yeah, taking over Hallstead Downs in a lot of quick times. We'll start off with heat number 7.
There's a horn and the charge is underway. Stills go in. Outriders now up and Vern Nolan, Bob Jack, sheet metal to the north. And Rudo, a barrel gets pumped from the one barrel with Dallas Dick and Great Western Bank. Up on the front end, things are getting tight.
They go 3 wide around the second turn, and as they hit the backstretch, right mid-swing starts to make a move from the middle. By the time they round the final turns, the Chief opens up a half a wagon lead on the pack.
The louder you cheer, the quicker we'll get here. Ray mid-swing up the middle of the track. Jamie Labicane, Hook Powder turning on the heat as he heads for that PWM finish line.
Jamie Labicane puts in a strong charge at the end, but mid-swing holds him off for a 1:15.77, the fastest time of the night so far with 1 heat left to go. And the hottest driver in the CPCA, Chris Smalley, had the money barrel in that race.
10 or 11 years, and now the number 1 gunner. There's the horn and the big 4 charge to the figure 8 as they cast her fade and get southbound in a hurry. It is Shane Nolan, P&R Eccles Transport, finding overdrive early, but he's run off the rail with Chris Molly and PWM Steel on that rail as the spoke dance begins into that second turn, and Chris Molly, PWM Steel, takes the lead away from Shane Nolan.
Molly holds that lead for the entire race, coming across with a 1:15.99. You'll see that's good enough for second on the day. Looking at the top 5 times of the night, Jamie Labicane finished with a 1:15.89, but 2 seconds in penalties would drop him all the way down to 10th, giving Molly the second fastest time of the night. Day 1 of the GMC Rangeland Derby is in the books, and it was the wily vet Ray Midswing clocking in with the fastest time of the night to pick up day money. We now head back to the track where Kyle Gallagher and the CPCA panel tee up day 2.
Yes, thank you, Matt. We've got the panel regrouped down here for day 2 and slightly sweatier than yesterday. It is hot at Hallstead Downs and should make for a beautiful night of watching some races. But let's get to the panel. Andrew Breathauer is back. Moses Waldo is back. And yesterday I asked you about day money. You guys both said Molly. I went with Dallas Dick. Nobody picked Ray Mitsui, the Chief, and it was him coming out on top on day 1. So just what are your thoughts on opening night?
It's impressive that he came off the 3-barrel and won last night. And I think if he's going to come in the rest this weekend off of 4 tonight, that's a challenge. But he's going to come off 1 and 2 on the last 2 days. It sets him up perfectly, I think, to get into that final dash spot, and he's right on that doorstep. So I think, this is a guy we're gonna have to start watching out for as the weekend moves on.
And the best part is he's got a laissez-faire attitude. Reason why? He's already got a spot in the Calgary Stampede, the Rangeland Derby next year. So all he's got to concentrate on is getting that top 4 finish, and that top 4 finish ends up getting the nice vehicle, or at least a chance to. And he wants to ride that vehicle come Sunday.
Well, yeah, he said yesterday when we were talking to his 4th or bust, so he'll be an exciting one to watch. Always one of the more consistent drivers in the CPCA, but the most consistent for the entire season is, of course, a man at the top of the standings.
And obviously, we're talking about Shane Nolan, Mr. Consistency, top 10 finishes in every single race. Nobody else on tour has done that this season. And this is a guy there, if you're going to pick a guy to come into that final dash, he is going to be there. He's an automatic, I think, lock to be in that final spot. He could take tonight off, and he's still going to be in the first place position. So, if we're talking about consistency, he's top 5 last night, top 5 the rest of the weekend.
All right, and heading into day 2, Moses, just maybe who are some other drivers to keep an eye on?
Well, I don't know if we want to say consistently inconsistent, but how about this? The Labicanes. Brian, very good. However, first night didn't work out so well. Dropped to 4th place, and he's got some guys biting at his heels. Of course, Vern Nolan sitting just on the outside looking in. And of course, Jamie, you did so well, my friend. You just lost out because of an outrider. It happens. He missed a barrel, ended up being a 2-second penalty. You drop back, but he still has a chance to come back, guys. I think those are the 2 guys to watch. Both 7 and 8 should be fun.
You guys were both all wrong last time, but just maybe the 3 of us can get one right. Who is winning day money on day 2?
I'm taking Lane Bremner tonight. I think coming off the 1-barrel in that fast heat, number 8, I think he's going to have the guy. He's going to have Molly right on his still rack, and then also, it's just a tough heat. I think he's going to come out on top.
You say Molly, I'm going to go with, I guess, Mr. Consistent. I'm going to go with Shane Nolan. I think the way he's performed, there's no reason why he can't do it this time and pick up some extra cash along the way.
And I'm going to go with the man sitting just outside of the stand, or the top 4. Vern Nolan, I believe he's about 12 or 13 points back. He's got the 1-barrel in Heat 7. I think he's the man who's going to come out on top. Guys, thanks for joining me again. We'll do it again tomorrow. Day 2 action gets started here at 6:30 at Halstead Downs, and should be some exciting action, as we mentioned. Everyone trying to move up in the standings and hold on to those top spots if they're in there. So we'll have all the action, some highlights, some reaction from the track coming up tonight on Newcap Sports.
All right, thanks, guys. Moving on to baseball now. Game 2 of the NSRBL playoffs took place last night. And after the Lloydminster Twins were victorious in Game 1, they were looking to end it all to claim their 6th straight NSRBL title. As for the Jays, they're hoping history would not repeat itself. Top third game still scoreless. Adrian Gutierrez grounds one to third. It's balled by Landon Noyes. Travis Cush comes around to score on the air. Twins up 1-0. In the 4th, with a pair of runners in scoring position, Cush just gets it past Clay Nermal. Troy Winterholt in a sliding Owen Hill score, pushing the Twins' lead up to 3. More from the Twinkies in the 5th, and once again, airs killing the Blue Jays as Brett Kostowski's dribbler goes through the legs of Bryce Calkin. That will plate 2 more. The defending champs would score 4 times in the inning to open up a 7-0 lead. Now in the 6th, Winterholt adds to the lead, roping one to center field, bringing in 2 more to make it 9-0. They add 1 more as the mix for 6 is complete as the Twins dominate Game 2 to sweep the series with the 10-0 victory in 6 innings. Steve Barber went the distance, striking out 4 and only giving up 2 hits in the win. The bats were alive for the Twins in this series, putting up 16 runs in 2 games while just surrendering 2. With more on the Twins' 6th straight championship, we send it to Nair Manisa.
Lloydminster Twins not getting much of a fight out of the Border City Blue Jays, but that's not to take anything away from the Twins. From timely hitting to some great pitching, it was an all-around team effort. Now last year, they won an unprecedented 5 in a row. This year, well, it was the mix for 6 and they did it. It's what celebrations are made of, complete jubilation, drenched in champagne and beer. For the 2014 Lloydminster Twins, this was a season that wasn't even supposed to happen.
But the way the boys played this year and just with how our season was, or our team, the franchise was just about looking like we weren't going to have a team this year, and all of a sudden everything worked out.
From uncertainty to confidence, the attitude changed drastically over the last 4 months. The Twins dominated the North Saskatchewan River Baseball League, finishing with a record of 12-1-1.
We got a lot of these young guys, and rather than 4 months playing together, it seems like we've been playing together like 4 years. It's unreal how the group came together this year.
In the postseason, they swept the Mervyn Flyers in the first round, won the best of 3 against the Wilkie Brewers, and absolutely dominated the final for a sweep against a depleted Border City Blue Jays team.
It just motivated them more. Lots of people were counting us out, saying that we're going to be a middle-of-the-pack kind of team in a rebuilding year, and that just fueled the fire that much more.
Now the attention turns to the veterans, guys like Kevin Payne and Troy Winterholt. Could this 10th team title be the swan song for the duo?
I have to discuss it with my wife, most importantly, and my family, but how can you not really consider it after the year we had? You pour your heart and soul into this team, and you can't turn your back on it. And I mean, you look at the smile on these young guys' faces tonight. That's what it's all about.
All these young guys we got on the team, they're going to be good for a lot of years, and it's just nice knowing that's hopefully all in place now, and us vets are pretty excited about it.
Payne and Troy, every year they give a retirement speech, but this year they're not going to retire this year. They'll put in at least another year. They both played excellent.
But for now, these decisions will have to wait as they give toast to the championship season that was. Nair Manisa, Newcap Sports.
The Lakeland Wrestlers women's soccer team have returned to the pitch as they prepare for the upcoming season. And after struggling down the stretch, winning just once in their final 6 games, the young squad is confident they'll be able to bounce back to make the playoffs. The Wrestlers enter the 2014 campaign as a very young team. With only 3 players returning from last year's squad, the veterans say they're ready to step up their game both on the field and as leaders.
It's nice to try and step into those shoes to fill. Like I said, they led us well, so I know what to do, kind of. The girls this year, like the rookies, they seem like they're going to be great. Like they're willing to listen and work hard, which is, I think, a really great thing for our team.
I'm really excited for this year, actually. We have a great group of girls, and it's going to be nice to, since we're the veterans this year, it's going to be nice to kind of set the tone, and they're going to have to follow us since we're the leaders this year.
Hoping to be a tough team to go up against this year, the team has amped up the pace in their training.
Our preseason isn't to set any precedent or to really do anything other than set them up for success, and that's the amount of work that's required in order for us to have some success.
Now, despite coming in as one of the younger teams in the ACAC, the Wrestlers are optimistic that this group of girls are capable of making the postseason.
Looking at the other teams that we don't know exactly yet, like Med Hat lost a whole bunch of 5th-year players, so that kind of gives us an opportunity to take that.
Right now, being a new team with a whole bunch of girls coming together, it's a little bit patient, but it's more so we're looking towards playoffs, and that's a goal that's really it's a reality now. So hopefully we can push towards playoffs and be the team that works hard that no one else wants to play.
We have to be a very inclusive group and really play to their strengths while we improve on our weaknesses.